Someone in the chat said, "Yay, vintage."
Yay, vintage!
Vintage. Zach's in the tank on this hand. It's interesting.
I think I'm going to keep this.
I am not going to keep mine.
All right.
Gordon's going back.
All right, a mulligan for Gordon.
So Doomsday is a notoriously difficult deck to play. Mulliganing is very important. The lands you fetch are very important. Sometimes you need to make 4 or even 5 black on the turn you want to go off. One of the big benefits about Doomsday as opposed to Dark Petition Storm is you get to run Dark Ritual, but you're also a Force of Will deck, which makes the decks play a lot different. You're not using Defense Grid to protect yourself. You're using Force of Will, Spell Pierce, sometimes even Daze.
All right, I'm good. 6 cards in hand.
All right.
All right, looks like we're ready to go.
And I would like to start us off. For Once Upon a Time.
You got a Once Upon a Time.
Once Upon a Time again. He's just going to slam an Oko this turn. That's what I think is going to happen.
If we see Oko out of the green-white Eldrazi deck, I'd be very confused.
All right, he's got his Glow
Looks
Rider again.
Oldie but goodie Glow Rider.
Cast a Black Lotus.
Oh, that's rude. Yep.
Oh, boy.
Cavern, naming human.
Mm-hmm.
Crack, tap for a white Glow Rider.
Yep.
Your go.
All right.
All right, just move your lands up, Zach. Thanks.
You got it.
Island, Lotus Petal, and
here we go.
I will pass to you.
Oh.
All right, well, he's keeping up with the Glow Rider. Okay, that's good. And he's got a basic, which is important. It's an island, which is a little awkward sometimes in Doomsday, but let's see.
Brushland.
Zach could kill himself with his Brushland.
He could.
Tap for 2 colorless for a Soul Ring.
You got a Soul Ring.
Ooh, it's expensive.
And
Soul
my
Ring.
Glow Rider would like to come over for a visit.
It's come over for a visit, and I have taken 2.
All right, your go.
All right, untap. Let's draw a card. Verdant, crack the Verdant down to 17.
Yep.
Grab a basic swamp.
Okay.
Gordon needs to take advantage of this opening if he can. Not too much pressure.
Then, let's see. I would like to cast a Preordain.
You have a Preordain.
So what's Gordon's path to victory here, Dean?
Well, so in Doomsday, you really don't run too many main deck removal spells. He's got a Chain of Vapor. So right now, he needs to filter his draw, and he's got to get ahead of Zach's ability to really suppress his mana. So he wants to win fast if he can, and to do that, he's got to get rid of this Glow Rider to get ahead of the mana suppression and win. Now, the biggest problem with casting the namesake card Doomsday is it costs him half his life. So
All
the
right.
more that Zach gets
bottom,
to attack,
and then I drew a card, and then your turn, Zach.
the more that Zach gets to attack, the worse the card Doomsday itself becomes.
Gotcha.
Now, he could also Storm Off, which
Eldrazi
is
Temple.
a possibility. Looks like we got an Eldrazi Temple on this side.
And those who are fans of Oath of the Gatewatch, I have a Thought-Knots here.
Oh,
I
no.
thought not seeing.
It's Eldrazi Winter again.
All right, so it looks like Gordon's hand, we got Gush, Walk, possibly a Mystical Tutor, Gataxian Probe, and an Underground Sea.
So what are you taking?
Those are the cards.
I am going to take the...
Chat, what would you take?
I am going to take the Time Walk.
Time Walk is gone.
Chat says Tutor.
And then
Chat says Gush.
come on over for 2.
Yep, down to 15.
Your go.
Well,
Gordon did
definitely
not
don't
read
take-
the book on Gush, someone says.
All right, so Gordon's in the tank, which this deck can do to you a lot of the time.
How many cards do you have in your hand, Zach?
2.
Okay. I'm going to play Underground Sea as my land for the turn.
All right. Gordon trying to figure out his next move here.
I'm going to pass.
Okay,
So now
passing with a
Eldrazi
bunch
going to
of
start
land
putting
there.
the beat down.
Yeah, he really does. Yeah,
I'm
passing
going
with
to move to combat.
Yep.
straight to combat. 6 coming in.
6.
The beats are real from the
Take
Eldrazi
6.
side.
Okay.
Yeah, the beats are real.
Eldrazi Temple.
Oh, I'm sorry. That person said he did read the book on Gush.
Yeah,
Thought-Knot's here.
I misread it.
I will respond and I'll cast Mystical Tutor.
You got it.
All right. So what is he looking for, Dean?
well, it's kind of hard. We know that his hand right now is Probe, Gush, blank. So he's probably not winning with the 3 cards in his hand. So he's either going for something like Chain of Vapor to chain something if he thinks he can win, or he's going for something like possibly Ancestral to get some card advantage, but he's really running out of time. So he's got to act fast, whatever he does.
Chain of Vapor might be cool if he can bounce the Thought-Knot Seers and draw a card.
It's very possible. Now, what he could also be doing is he could put something, he's responding on the stack, so it's possible that he could be trying to put something on top of Mystical, Gush in response, because he does have the land open, and draw whatever he Mysticals for.
Right.
It depends what he's looking for. That's more of a defensive play than you want. You really don't want to pick up 2 of your lands when you're underneath of a sphere effect like Glow Rider. There's a lot of options here.
Chat thinks he should get Chain of Vapor. Dean thinks he should get Chain of Vapor.
It depends. It really depends what he thinks his best path to victory is.
Yep.
Because if he's got chain on the top, there has to be somewhere to go with the chain.
Yeah. He goes for Ancestral.
Here.
Here's what
Alright.
you see.
All right, so it's a Street Wraith. Street Wraith, Cataxian Probe, Gush is the cards we see.
Gotcha.
I am going to take the... I'm going to take the Gush.
Gush
Yeah,
is.
so we take the Gush there. I think that's a really smart decision. Everything else in his hand only lets him see 1 more card, and it costs him 2 life apiece. And we know we got the Ancestral coming up, so he's drawing 3 cards, and he's probably got to act pretty fast after that.
Your go.
End of turn, I'll cycle.
You
All
got
right.
it.
He cycles and puts himself
All right.
in.
Yeah,
Ancestral myself.
He's going to do this end step so we can untap with 3
got it.
lands.
All right. Here goes nothing.
All right, draw for the turn. Play a land.
All right.
All right. So what's his plan, Dean?
So I mean, it depends what he draws, right? So his life total is getting pretty low, So and we know that the only card we know about in his hand was some 2 more.
Probe you.
All right, well,
All right,
probing
so he
from
goes
the
for
start.
probe.
That's a
5.
You go to 5. Or, yeah, 5.
all right. So this is his last
Another
chance
temple.
to really do something.
Yeah.
I see a Doomsday in his hand.
Yeah, I'm just dead.
Yep, no, he's just dead. Yeah, see, this is the hard part about Doomsday is if you can pressure the Doomsday player's life very early and very quickly, they really start running out of time fast, right? The one thing that you see in Doomsday decks that you don't see in all-in combo decks is they don't run as much artifact mana. They get more of the control side and Force of Will, Spell Pierce, etc. But they don't get all the artifact mana. They don't play all the Moxen. They don't play Mana Crypt, Soul Ring. So it's a trade-off there, and this is one of those matches that really exacerbates that lack of speed.
Yeah, I think I'll keep this. I'm gonna put a card on the bottom.
Oh,
That's
he's trying to
true.
escape the
All right.
question.
All right. I'll go to 18 and probe you.
All
I
right.
have been probed. I thought we were keeping it PG-13.
Yeah.
Sapphire, Canopy, Deafening Silence, Smasher, Glow Rider, Eldrazi Temple, and Reality Smasher's brother, Reality Smasher.
All right.
Zach's favorite set of all time is Oath of the Gatewatch. That's what I learned tonight.
I'll cycle a
Sure,
street rate
play
down
with
to
it.
16.
So what were these decks playing before Eldrazi? What were these Glow Rider Chalice decks playing?
they basically weren't playing them, right? I mean, before that, you were just playing shops, and then
Yeah.
you had Eldrazi came along, and it kind of gave life to a new deck. Now, what really hurt Eldrazi
I'll preordain.
was when Thorn
All right.
got restricted. This deck thrived off playing 4 Thorn, and then it got restricted. So it was down for a little bit. But getting Deafening Silence has really helped the deck, in my opinion, especially with your combo matchup, because not being able to respond on turn 0.
All right,
can
go
hurt
ahead.
you, but Deafening Silence is a hammer when it comes down.
Yeah, Deafening Silence seems rough.
Mock Sapphire,
Yep.
Horizon Canopy.
Yep.
I will take 1, and I will cast a Deafening Silence.
You got a deafening silence.
And there it is.
Yeah, and this is
Your go.
rough. This card can be beat, but you definitely need some specific draws and specific cards to beat a Resolve Deafening Silence,
I'll pass to you.
especially if a fast clock follows it up.
What would be a tough deck for Zach's
Temple?
deck to play
Mhm.
against?
I'm sorry, what was that question?
What would be a difficult matchup for Zach's deck?
Glow Rider.
So decks like Jeskai are hard for it to beat because Jeskai tends to play Swords
Force
to
Witchy
Plowshares.
Gush.
And if the opponent can set up, it's really hard for them to just keep getting their threats removed from the game. It's also pretty hard for them to beat Shops. Shops is just a more efficient Sphere deck, and they have the
You
card
said pass,
Rick-
Zach?
Mishra's
Yep.
Workshop.
Okay.
And that makes it hard for them.
Go
Decks
ahead.
like- also, any really all-in combo deck can be hard for them to beat if they're more of a turn
Wasteland.
1, turn 2 deck.
Mhm.
If they don't have a strong draw.
Gotcha.
I'll take 1.
Yep.
Go to 17.
Chat
Cast a
says Doug
Thalia,
likes
Guardian of
this matchup.
Thraben.
You've got a Thalia.
All right, there's the Secret Lair Thalia.
I will tap 2 and cast a Phyrexian Revoker.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's fine.
I will name the mocks that we both have in play.
All right.
Interesting.
Your go.
Yeah, I mean that's just so big for Zach here, though. You have to name the on-board Mox, even though it shares a color. You're ahead on board. You've got Gordon up against the wall again,
Go
right?
ahead.
And he's
Yeah.
under a deafening silence.
I mean, that was basically a sinkhole.
Correct. A sinkhole with a deafening silence in play.
Is that a Bajuka Bog he
Move
has
to
in play?
combat.
Or is that a temple?
Yeah.
No, that's a temple.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
sorry.
Swing for 4.
Ouch, down to 11.
It is your go.
Crack this at end of turn down to 10.
Does Gordon side in answers to cards like Revoker, Deafening Silence? What cards would he be bringing in for this matchup?
Chain of Vapor. I mean, so Chain of Vapor for sure is coming in for cards like Deafening Silence. And I assume he has something like Fatal Push in his board, and Fatal Push would take care of things like Thalia. If not, he might also have something more rare like Infernal Reckoning. And Infernal Reckoning would take care of
the rare one.
colorless creatures. There you go. There's the more rare one. So it looks like we're going to Infernal Reckoning
the Revoker.
I am going to respond.
Rare response.
Oh, man.
Oop. And I am going to cast Once Upon a Time.
Sure thing.
1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Infernal Reckoning
get
exiles, right?
Yes, Infernal Reckoning exiles.
It exiles, and Gordon gets
Blow Rider.
See, this is where it gets tough. You take care of a threat, you get another threat.
And you gain 2 life. Go to 12.
Yep.
Here we go.
All right. Untap. Draw a card.
Chat says, good counting, Zach. Quick maths. And Prosner says, fancy Thalia.
Thank you.
I'm going to cast Preordain.
You have a Preordain.
Draw my 1 card, and I will pass the turn to you.
Tap.
All right, so we're back on Zach. So we know Zach has a Glow Rider. We've seen the rest of his hand. He's a little short on mana to cast the Smash.
15. Cast a Glow Rider.
You got a Glow Rider.
Swing for 2.
Down to 10.
Here we go.
I'll pass to you.
Okay.
Zach, you can't beat Grixis Pirates, though, you scrub, says Andy E64.
I have a feeling that Andy E364 has a lot of secrets about Zach.
Bullrack Slurper says Eldrazi players are the fun police.
He's right. That's why I play it.
If someone was playing
Swing for
Belcher,
4.
none of this would have been a
Down
problem.
to 6.
All right, Gordon down to 6.
And we will pass the turn.
End of turn, we'll pay 3 mana, and we will Fatal Push the Thalia, Guardian of Thraben.
There we go. We're getting somewhere, folks.
All right, so he's got a little bit of an opening now. Now he's
Little
under
bit.
1 sphere instead of 2. Let's see if he can take advantage of it. He really needs an answer to this Deafening Silence, though. It's really hard for him to act with it still on the board.
The chat has completely turned against Zach. Let's see
And
what
it's
happens.
hard times for Zach. Zach was up, now he's down.
Villains aren't supposed to be liked. I'm used to it.
Chain of Vapor targeting my Mox Sapphire.
Interesting.
Interesting choice. So,
Okay.
He's trying to create some storm count here.
Chain of Vapor targeting your Deafening Silence.
Okay.
So now he's going to try to replay the untapped Mox, but it's going to cost him a mana.
And that's the mistake I made. Replay Mox and pass.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
So this is the problem, is that what he was trying to do is he was trying to artificially create a little bit of storm count and also be able to replay an untapped Mox. But if you're under a sphere, it doesn't work as
14.
clean.
Deafening Silence.
You got a Deafening Silence.
Oh,
Yeah, see, now we're back to the start. See,
Ancient Tomb.
Doomsday is a deck that really
Pick
punishes
two.
small
Mhm.
mistakes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reality Smasher.
You got a Reality Smasher.
Swing for game.
Yeah. Ah, this deck is hard.
Yeah, so Doomsday is a very difficult deck. If you're watching, it takes a long time to get good at Doomsday. There's a lot of really complicated lines. There's a lot of times you really need to know when to switch from strategy to strategy, when you should be trying a storm line versus a Doomsday pile, even if you have tendrils in your deck. And this is a hard matchup for it. You really need all your answers on point, and you need to keep very specific hands.
well said. All right, we're gonna take a quick break here, and Roland Chang is going to be joining us for a match